Hello friends, and welcome to the tutorial. Today we are going to be drawing a cat using the Picasso Tab and Sketchbook Pro. The first thing that I do when I'm drawing digitally is to import a photo of my pencil sketch into the app. This is just the way that I like working. You can work from a photo sketch or draw straight into the app with a blank canvas, it's up to you. I've placed the photo's opacity down, and now let's start drawing the cat. I like to sketch in a different colour each time as it makes the sketching process fun. Today I've picked a dark purple colour. As I usually do, I'm starting with a small line at the top of the head and then working up at both sides to create the pointed ears and then working down to form each side of the face. I like to work on the outer lines of a section first before going in to add the details. Remember that the undo button can be found on the left side of the top menu, and it's easy to undo and go back if you don't like your lines. I find that when sketching, it's helpful to draw in small sketchy lines rather than trying to make really long ones all in one go. Working a little bit at a time will make adjusting easier as well. Feel free to pause the video at any time if you need to catch up. For the outline, I am creating a new layer, turning the opacity down on the sketch layer. You can do this by double tapping the layer to bring up the layer menu. And once the sketch layer was faded, I locked the sketch layer down and then created the outline in the layer above. I usually have the predictive stroke tool turned on when I am drawing the outlines, as it helps to smooth out any shaky lines. You can access this tool in the top menu, and you can adjust how much smoothing you want applied to your strokes. I recommend playing around with this setting and changing it depending on the area that you're working on. As you are working, you can always go in and thicken up any of the lines that you want to pop at the end. I did this with her eyes, making the lashes thick and dark and going back over my strokes to achieve this, as well as filling in the pupils and the nostrils with the same brown outline colour. For the colouring portion, I duplicated the line art layer, locked down the top line art layer, and then picked the paint bucket tool to work in the lower layer. I chose a light yellow colour for the cat's fur and bucketed in the different sections. This is one of the quickest ways to add colour to your sketches, and by duplicating the line art, you won't lose any of the definition of the outline as you begin bucketing in colours. I added a little bit of shading by colouring in the two background legs of the cat a slightly darker yellow. For her contrasting fur colour, I chose a shade of cream and then swapped to the fountain pen tool to colour in these sections as they were not enclosed by outlines enough to use the paint bucket. I did the same for the pink under her ear as well. The last colouring step was to add some markings to her fur. You can play around here and add any sorts of colours, stripes and patches that you would like. I chose to add a cream stripe along her back, on one of her paws, and a patch on the top of her head. Adding in details with colour is a nice way to add extra touches to the drawing without bulking up on more line art. To finish our lady cat, I am going to add in a simple background. I picked a light green, created a new layer, and then placed a rectangle shape behind her. Make sure that the background layer is below all the others. Once you've placed your rectangle or shape in the background, you can always move it around with the transform tool. You can find this in the top menu, and it's really useful for resizing and moving objects. I also added in 3 purple circles as well to complete the background. Remember to work in different layers as much as possible, as it makes it easy to move things around and to make any changes you may want to the drawing. I hope you enjoyed drawing the cat today. Thank you for watching.